So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is Gears of War E-Day and the lack thereof of Gears of War E-Day content at the Xbox Game Showcase. So let's talk about that. We were hoping to see, there were a number of games that we were hoping to see at the Xbox Game Showcase. One of them being, obviously, guys, Gears of War Reloaded, because it's a couple of months out. But Gears of War E-Day would have been awesome. State of Decay 3 would have been awesome to see. An update on Fable, if they were working on a new Halo game. Perfect Dark, Mass Effect. There's a lot of games. Elder Scrolls 6, obviously, we've been waiting for, just so long. It's insane. But obviously, the main ones, Gears of War, right? Gears of War E-Day specifically, because that's the big one that fans of Xbox, of just the future of, the Gears of War franchise, we're excited about Reloaded, but we're really excited about E-Day because that's the true continuation of this franchise. Even though you're going back in time in a prequel, this will kind of set up Gears of War 1, right? So, or it should, or who knows? Maybe they're planning on doing multiple sequels around E-Day. Maybe they do a Pendulum Wars title. It's hard to say, but I've stated a number of times on the YouTube channel, on the YouTube videos, guys, I've stated, look, I think that Gears of War Reloaded comes out in August, right? And then if we look into the future, Gears of War Reloaded is designed to kind of set up Gears of War E-Day for when it releases. And I thought that Gears of War Reloaded coming out in August, they would announce Gears of War E-Day for a fall of 2026 release date. So I was thinking Halloween 2026, that gives us a little bit over a year of Gears of War Reloaded. I did not think that Gears of War E-Day was going to release in 2025. Contrary to a lot of people, like a lot of articles that were written and, reports, rumors, speculation that Gears of War E-Day was going to come out this year, I never believed or bought that that was going to happen. So, yeah, I think there's a good chance that E-Day will still release in 2026. I would have loved to see, like we were talking earlier, I would have loved to see a snippet at the end of the Gears of War Reloaded trailer where it would have announced the beta so that everybody from PlayStation's perspective and Xbox's perspective knows the beta is coming. But I also would have loved to see a quick snippet at the end that shows off a Gears of War E-Day release date. Could have been just a quick cinematic, that showed the release date for like a quick release date trailer for Gears of War E-Day. Now, what I think is more than likely going to happen, either if Xbox decides to do a showcase in the fall, I think what we might get an announcement of is Gears of War E-Day being a direct, similar to what we got with the Outer Worlds direct right after the Xbox Game Showcase. I think Gears of War E-Day is the next one that's going to get that. So like the summer showcase of 2026 will be Gears of War E-Day as a direct. I think that very well might be happening, which would be awesome because then you'd have an entire direct for them to, dissect and go over Gears of War E-Day for a fall 2026 release. I'm thinking, like I said, October, Halloween 2026 is when I think Gears of War E-Day is going to release. Now, I'm hoping that they don't have any, hopefully there's no delays or anything of that nature, because if you guys didn't know, the Coalition is not only working on Gears of War Reloaded as well as Gears of War E-Day, they are helping Undead Labs work on State of Decay 3, which I mentioned on the watch party for the Xbox Game Showcase with Jeff. We were talking about how we're getting a little bit concerned about State of Decay 3 just because they're getting all this help and we're still not hearing much, And I mean, yeah, they did show off a second trailer back in 2024's Xbox Showcase, but It's supposed to be coming out in 2026. It got moved from 2025 to 2026. I thought State of Decay 3 was going to come out, beginning of 2026. I don't think that's going to happen now. And so maybe State of Decay 3 is going to have to go, move into the mid of the year or the end of the year. But you really don't want to be in the middle of the year because you got GTA 6 in May. And then the end of the year, you've got Gears of War E-Day, and then more than likely another Call of Duty, which don't even get me started on COD, guys. I mean, I was gobsmacked, flabbergasted of what they showed us for Black Ops 7. I was completely shell-shocked when I saw that. But you're still, if you're releasing a game in the fall, you're still going to be going up against Call of Duty. And what's funny about it is Gears of War E-Day comes out in October more than likely, and then you've got Call of Duty coming out probably in November, which is another Xbox IP, and State of Decay maybe comes out September of next year. I'm not sure. Maybe State of Decay will just get pushed back or delayed again. It's really hard to say. I should say that Xbox has had a problem with having to delay their projects for multiple years, like delays, creative differences, development hell cycles. I mean, I'm very concerned about Fable. I don't know about you guys. I'm very concerned about Fable. Definitely have some concern for State of Decay 3. And our beloved Gears of War, we do not want to see that happen here with E-Day. I don't think it will, but, I'll be sure to keep you guys all up to speed as we get more information about, Gears of War E-Day and what, as more information comes out about it. That being said, Gears of War E-Day is without question, outside of Gears of War Reloaded, my most anticipated game of the future. I am so excited for E-Day, guys. And I'm very excited about Reloaded as well because it's right around the corner. I mean, we're going to get our hands on Reloaded this weekend with the beta. And I think the beta is going to tell us a lot about the game, at least from a multiplayer perspective. But it even could tell us some things about the campaign as well, which I will certainly play the campaign again. But the multiplayer is what a lot of us Xbox fans are excited about because we've played the campaign a number of times.